Hello and welcome to the stream. So let's kind of hope that today we will not run into weird technical issues again. And actually looking at myself, let me tweak the lights a little bit, I think. So let's decrease this one. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Okay. So I don't have major plans for today. I kind of just want to look at my current code, maybe do a little bit of cleanup. And I'm actually showing you the code for scripts, which is not what I'm working on today. So let me actually fix that. What we want to do is new window. No, through here. Okay. And we want to open the chatbot project. Wait a second, what? Streambot, chatbot. Ah, okay, no, sorry, this is the old. This is the old directory. I don't want this one. I want open recent streambot, right? Okay, so this one. So this is the thing I want to work on, the code cleanup. But then also I want to work on my overlay a little bit today. We will see how it goes. New window. And the overlay was... No, this wasn't the one. Damn it. Okay, today I just cannot find the correct things. Reopen folder in WSL. Yes. No? Okay. Open folder. What I want is this thing. Okay, why was it not showing up? Maybe I'm just blind today. That wouldn't be surprising. Okay. So actually, since I'm talking about it, let's just pop this thing open. Oh, it's already open, right? Okay. So number one, clean up the current code. So I already know about certain things that I want to kind of improve, let's say. So there's a lot of async bad code that kind of was a leftover of me learning the very basics of JavaScript and TypeScript. So that's one thing that should be cleaned up. The second thing that actually needs an urgent cleanup, and I haven't even started the bot very deliberately because of that, is actually right now, if I start the bot, because of the way the YouTube API works, it will straight up just run through my entire quota within like 5 minutes. Now, this is because I kind of assumed that the response coming from YouTube that kind of tells you, hey, you should, call this API endpoint again in this many milliseconds, is actually sensible, but it isn't. So I need to put in some sort of throttling on my side as well to kind of make it reasonable. Okay, so that's another thing that definitely I want to work on today. So YouTube API, let's call it make YouTube API slower. So that's the cleanup. Then the second thing is work a bit on the overlay, because the overlay, again, I don't have it up right now, but it's pretty horrific. And for me to use it like all the time, I really want to clean it up a bit. So there will be a little bit of CSS, tweaking the pixels, improving the visual appeal of the entire thing. Then the last thing I want to make sure it's working is the TTS. So right now, I kind of have a thing that almost works in C#. Now there I had a couple of issues, and this is why the previous stream last week ended very abruptly, because I was just like super trigger happy with accepting my network settings changing and not really realizing that that will actually screw the stream. So if you were here last week, you would have seen me just like ending the stream by clicking on a button accidentally. But turns out I didn't really have networking issues, so I looked into this offline, and all it boiled down to was that the connection went through without any issues, everything was fine, but I kind of forgot to subscribe to receive the messages, because this is a pops-up model, and if you basically subscribe to nothing, you will see nothing. So yeah, it was a bit of an oversight on my side. But now I know, and we are in a good position to kind of make it work. So I think if I manage to get through like 1 or 2 of these points, I will feel great for today. So let's start. I think I kind of want to start with the cleanup, but just part of it. Let's just work on the making YouTube slower, because I actually do want to start my overlay. But if I do it right now, it will just burn through the quota in 5 minutes, and then the YouTube part will stop working. So what's the point? So yeah, let's just do this first, and then we can kind of think about which one of these I will continue with, and then pick whatever I feel like, essentially. Right. So we need to go to the chatbot source code itself, and this would be in okay, so this is the part that sends messages. Now I probably want to have so this is inserting one message. But if I remember correctly, you could actually insert multiple messages. Oh, so potentially I might want to have some sort of aggregation over here as well, because these actually are very expensive. The live chat messages, this API call actually costs you a lot of quota. Sorry, I mean the insert one specifically. So reading stuff is relatively cheap. I think the basic idea there is like reading stuff is always like 1 piece of quota, but like writing things can be like 50 up to 500 pieces of quota. But realistically, like the 500 one is like uploading a YouTube video, so that's not really what we are doing here. But I think this one costs either 20 or 50. I don't remember exactly. We can check it later. But this is not what I was looking for. So this is the thing that sends the messages back to YouTube. So that part is being used specifically by the greeter bot that greets people in the chat. Now, oh, and by the way, if you are watching on YouTube, please try to let me know how's the latency today, because I switched it to low latency mode. So I'm really hoping the latency is better, because the latency on YouTube has been atrocious. Like, I know that some people ask a question and I'm quite confident that like they are 2 minutes behind on the stream. And since it's happening consistently, I don't think it's just like a person watching the stream with a delay, which you can do on YouTube. But I really think that's like an actual like realistic delay happening within the YouTube pipeline. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, let me know how it is, if the latency is okay. But let's get to this part. So okay. So what we are doing here is basically we get our credentials from the authentication nanny. We create the client using those credentials. Actually, let me make this slightly bigger because I think it's unnecessarily small. How was that? Yeah, zoom in. Is that okay? I think that looks okay. So yeah, we get the credentials, create a client using those credentials, and these things we will do only once. Then we fetch information about the current stream, again that we do that only once. So this is kind of to get the IDs for the chat, get the ID for the video and those kind of things that we then use for the other API calls. And that part you can actually see here. So we make 2 API calls, and now this is wrapped in a class that I wrote, basically kind of to deal with the fact that the response is a JSON, and basically any of the fields can be undefined or null, and like hiding all that complexity of, okay, like some of the fields I'm expecting are not here. I just chucked it into a class. And I can quickly show you one of them, but literally what the class does is just, a bunch of ifs and then throwing errors if the things are not satisfied. So that's literally what's happening here. And if they are satisfied, it just gets, returns the correct thing. So then we get subscribers information and video information. So those are the... Yeah, and here we sleep for 5 seconds, okay. Okay, is it actually 5 seconds? Yeah, it says milliseconds, so it should be 5 seconds, okay. Now, where do we actually read the chat though? So, so this is the stats for the video, so that's like the current viewers. And this is the followers, which is like the latest follower, and I mean, sorry, on YouTube that means subscribers. So this will be the latest subscriber and the number of subscribers. But where do we actually read the chat? Okay, that's Hey, welcome to the stream. I will be right with you, looking at your problems once I kind of figure out how to fix the YouTube stuff, which should be reasonably short. So just give me a second. Okay, so this is... Where the heck do I actually read the chat? Oh, okay, yeah, it just wasn't scrolled in the correct place. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so here's the same kind of idea. As I said, we, just check if the fields that you expect are here. Just checking for undefined and null. And again, based on the API definition from Google, these fields should be set like based on my input. But again, because this is things getting parsed from JSON, the thing you get is just in JavaScript, everything is dynamic, so everything can be undefined null, whatever. There's no like, nothing ensures you that you have these fields, even though you expect them to be there. So that's what I'm doing here to kind of keep my sanity. Okay, so we have the receive messages. So this is, again, it's just an endless loop that talks to the YouTube API, tries to fetch the messages out of it, and if it succeeds, it just chucks those messages into my chatbot, and then the other pieces of the logic can interact with that, right? Now, okay, so there's this thing. And actually, let's just jump to the YouTube API very quickly, because I actually want to just verify how exactly they phrase this, because I'm quite curious. So if we list, right? So if we scroll down, max results. So this is the request. Okay, so the response. Polling interval milliseconds. Okay, so polling interval milliseconds, the amount of time in milliseconds that the client should wait before polling again for new live chat messages. Yeah, and I strongly expect that this is either 0 or very low. So what I actually want to do over here is just do a max of this, and yeah, let's read the chat on YouTube like every 5 seconds. Like this will be a bit slow. Right, how do I do max in TypeScript? That's a good question. TypeScript max. Mat.max, okay, sure. Yeah, that looks... Sure, okay. That looks like what I want. Math.max. Yep. Okay. So if the polling interval becomes less than 5 seconds, then we just use the 5-second interval. If YouTube is telling us to like back off because, you know, maybe their backends are getting overloaded or something, then in that case, I just use whatever YouTube is telling me. But I'm very curious. So actually, what I want to do over here is actually log what YouTube is telling us when it comes to the polling interval. Because again, my suspicion, and okay, so I haven't like done actual debugging on this, so I could actually be wrong with this entire line of logic. But I really feel this is the only place that I could be burning my quota. There is still the possibility that somehow my quota on the YouTube side got slashed for whatever reason, which would suck because I don't know if I can fix that in any way. But I'm definitely hoping that's not the case because that's again something I probably will not be able to fix. So yes, so what I want to do here, just log the millisecond polling interval that I'm getting out of YouTube, and we will just try it and we'll see how it works. So YouTube told me to sleep for this many milliseconds. Okay, so let's try. Let's try and see what happens. Actually, let me check. No, my main is fine. Okay, cool. It's the real software engineering. You just try things and maybe they work. I think my microphone is speaking a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, maybe this will be slightly better. Let me know if it's okay. Like the mix with the music should be fine, but yeah. Okay, so let's authenticate against YouTube. Okay, I think I already see some issues. That was quick. Right. Oh, I can decrease the music volume. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Let me just push it down a little bit. Okay. Interesting. So like YouTube is telling me to sleep. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's something weird happening. This is definitely not... What the heck? That's definitely not 5 seconds. I'm very confident that's not 5 seconds between these calls. This is maybe like 1 second. What the hell? Okay, what am I missing? Set timeout. I mean, this should straight up sleep for at minimum 5,000 milliseconds. And just based on the output in the console, yeah, there's like 1 second intervals. Maybe not. Okay, let's just count it. Well, 50k would definitely be 50 seconds, but okay. let's just... Yeah, okay, maybe it's 5 seconds. It's just that the text in between is kind of scrolling, so that got me confused. Yeah, so YouTube is kind of requesting us to wait like 1 second. Okay, so I will just monitor this. We will see if I still run out of quota. If I don't, then this is basically fixed, which would be great. So let me start the overlay. So we have the overlay on the side. And yeah, I will just monitor it and we will see if we run out of quota or if this is good enough. Right, so I want to go to not this one. Oh, this one, right. Vue.js, right. So here I want to do npm run serve. And this should start my overlay. Okay, and then if I go to here, reload. Yay, okay, cool. Seems to be working. And wow, I'm actually over 100 followers. What the heck, when did it happen? That must have happened when I was offline. Because last stream I definitely didn't go over 100 unless I missed it somehow. Wow. Okay, thanks a lot everybody. And there's no one watching on YouTube as usual, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. Right. Okay, so let's just update the to-do list for today. So let's just put in maybe works. And since I already see another problem in the chat is do not greet system users such as me, such as restreambot or stream elements. Righto. Okay. So that's definitely something. Like this is a thing that I run into every time I start a stream, but then I forget because it only happens at the beginning. Like once it's running, it will not like do this crazy stuff because it already greeted, you know, all of these. And since the greeter only greets everyone once, obviously then I don't see it ever again. But when I start the stream, I'm like, oh crap, I need to fix this again. Okay, so now it's written down, so hopefully I will not forget. Cool. So I think you had some questions, Roskun. So what's up? I can spend some time on helping you with the setup if you want. Node.js, Node.js. Oh, okay. Okay, so what about Node.js? Okay. Yeah, that's actually normal. Okay, I can show you this. So in the package.json, you have two things. You have the dependencies. So these are the runtime dependencies. So for example, my overlay that's, you know, shown up there has only two runtime dependencies, which is the core.js and Vue. But for development, I have a bunch more dependencies. So if I actually, you know, run the npm install, it will install all of these things because these are needed for development. Now, if I go, actually, let's just jump to the scripts thing, right? So this thing, I expect, oh, come on, go away. Okay. So you can see that, okay, like the dependencies is just source map and that's it, but the dev dependency are quite few of them. And don't forget, these also might have, you know, recursive dependencies. So then what you end up with is in this module, node modules, there's just like a lot of stuff installed. And I guess the thing to understand is you can install things in two modes. So one of them, is that you can install these things in a global mode. So for some things like, for example, node itself, I would install it in global mode, which is the -G flag. And that way, I don't actually remember where exactly it goes. Let me actually try to find out. So that one, yeah, okay, there's like a .npm. Maybe not here, I don't know. Maybe actually, yes, okay, let's just check it. Yeah, okay, maybe not here. Is there... Oops. What? I thought there was a... No, there's no node. Okay. Oh wait, is it actually putting them here? Yeah, maybe this is it. Okay, I have to say I don't know exactly where they end up, but basically when you install it in global mode, it doesn't go into the like project, you know, subdirectory, but it goes somewhere in your home directory. So then all these binaries that are actually runnable, like ESLint, you know, rollup is a thing that you will be running to actually push your code to the scripts server. So all these things can be either inside of your, you know, project directory or somewhere in your home directory. So for things that you kind of reuse across projects, I would just put them into global mode. But for things that are specific for, you know, this thing, just, you know, have them in the project directory. Yeah. And the scripts starter. Okay. So if you actually look at this, so what you want to do is the npm install that will pull in all the dependencies. And then basically when you want to actually push your code to the server, what you want to do is this thing, rollup -c environment destination main. And honestly, that's pretty much the only thing I'm doing, is I always push it to the main so far. I don't, like, for my scripts, I don't really have any like good testing setup right now. So I just push it to the main and hope that, you know, things didn't break. Now the good thing is you will notice that things have broken very quickly, because in the console log scripts you will see that, you know, things are broken. But yeah, let's just do the npm install, and then you can start writing code and using this rollup -c to push it to the main instance. But yeah, this is JavaScript development. Like there's a crazy amount of packages that you need to kind of deal with. Or to be fair, you don't really need to deal with them, but actually checking that you are not using some old packages that have security flaws is actually like one big thing that the company that I work for is doing. So you can run a business of this, just like checking if people are not using like old packages. Okay, so that was a slight detour into scripts. You know, try it, and then if you still have some issues, let me know. You know, we can look at it again. But for me personally, this just worked. I didn't really have to fiddle with the like setup itself. What I had to fiddle with, and actually I can show you that because there's actually one thing that wasn't super clear to me from like all the descriptions. Did I close it by chance? Hopefully not. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So when you start playing with the memory, so this basically, if you read the documentation for scripts, the only state that's maintained between separate invocations of your function, of your like main loop, is what you put into memory. But since TypeScript is strongly typed, if you want to play with the memory, you need to actually edit the types, like define what the types that you are using are. Because by default it's just JSON, which is just a, you know, a dynamic data structure that has no typing or anything attached to it. So yeah, I mean, if you run into this and you're like, what the heck, you know, you can come back and ask. But realistically, what this is you know, you just define the types that you are using, and that's kind of it. Okay, so that was scripts. So let's go back to my to-do list that disappeared again somewhere. What the heck? Okay. So we have, I think the YouTube stuff is still running so far. So I guess we are reasonably good on that. So do I want to now work on the overlay? Or maybe clean up the code? Actually, let me fix this because I will forget again. So let's fix this problem where the greeter bot is greeting things that it shouldn't be greeting. Now, okay, let me just close this code actually. So this thing was in the chatbot, right? So in our greeter bot, the greeter bot is like the simplest thing ever. If it sees a message and it has seen the user and just remembers the users it has seen, it will greet that user for the first time, and then we just put the user into, you know, seen users, and that's literally what's happening. Like there's nothing more here. So I think what I need to do is I actually need to annotate the inbound message. Because right now, if I look at my types, right? My types. So inbound message is literally just the platform, the user, and the message. There is no information whether the user is me, the streamer, if it's like a bot, or if it's a VIP, or, you know, if it's a subscriber or follower, whichever, you know, things make sense to annotate here. None of that is here. So I kind of feel that that's a thing that needs to be added over here. And then basically if the greeter bot will just check, okay, like, is this a bot? Then don't greet the bot, right? That's all there is to it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. So I think we should put it somewhere here, like public user info, and I will definitely need a user info class. So what would be a user info class? Well, okay, so we already said we need to distinguish. Let's just write these things down. So it's either a bot, it's the streamer, as in me, then then there's the like level of engagement with the channel. So there's a viewer, a follower, subscriber, and these mean different things on different platforms, but there's always like this kind of cadence, as in like there's someone that's just, you know, watching. And right now, the way I actually have it set up on Twitch, like you cannot actually chat if you are not following. But on YouTube, that I don't think that's an option. So follower on YouTube is actually a subscriber in this context, and then there, I don't think they have. Okay, good to know. Thanks. They can like support a channel, and I don't know if there's like word for that, as in, you know, like for the people that support a channel, like supporters, or I don't know. Where's the? Let's just jump. Like if I go, okay, come on. Let me in. So I guess some sort of channel that I could actually possibly support. I don't know. Okay, maybe not like heavily copyrighted stuff. Maybe these lo-fis would actually. Oh damn it! Come on. What? Oh, I think I put it into picture-in-picture. That's annoying. So there's join. Ah, yeah, okay. But you wouldn't call those people joiners. That's weird. Join this members. Ah, okay, so members. Because it says members only. Okay, so there's subscribers and members. Okay, good to know. So that's what it's called on YouTube. But yeah, the idea is the same. You know, like a follower or on Twitch or a subscriber on YouTube is just a person that kind of has maybe the notifications turned on, and you know, it's just following the channel. Then the next tier is like the paying one, as in subscribers are actually paying some money to the channel, are actually subscribed, and members on YouTube, the same idea. Just different verbs. Okay, so bot streamer viewer. Okay, and then there is mod and VIP, which are just, I guess, flagged. Because... Okay, so I think the streamer belongs here. Because these are like different levels of a person. And... then mod and VIP are just flags on the side. So I do use ad blocker, but not in this thing. So this is just a special profile in Firefox that I don't really have anything set up. But I also have YouTube, what do they call it? Premium? Something? So I wouldn't need ad blocker anyway. I also have Twitch Turbo, or whatever the thing is called, which also is the kind of the same idea. You don't see ads, because on Twitch is actually pretty annoying. Like they actually interrupt the video, so if you don't see the ad, the video actually, like the stream doesn't resume after like the ad blocker like kicks the ad out. Yeah, I mean, I use the, I don't even know which one I use. Anyway, I use one of the like open source ones. Okay, so, and I think bot belongs here. Okay, so there, let's just do it. So there's like the levels. What do we call it? Like, well, sure, let's call it level. I mean, that's fine. Oh, damn it, how do you write enums in TypeScript? Still learning this language, still learning. Oh no, the problem is I cannot do nested stuff over here. Yes, that makes sense. User level. So it's either viewer or follower. And yeah, let's just add the annotations. So Twitch, follower, YouTube, subscriber, then subscriber, which is on Twitch, is a subscriber, because that's what I'm basing this naming on, and YouTube is member. Okay, and I have no idea what this means for Facebook, which might happen eventually. I don't know if I will find the mental energy and fortitude to actually implement Facebook at some point. We'll see. Like, Facebook is just so annoying. Right now I don't stream there because even this, like, the music you are hearing is copyright-free music. Well, it's not like no music is copyright-free, but this is like what do you call it? Royalty-free. Like, basically you can play it, you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, I think royalty-free would be the best word to use on this. But on Facebook, this still gets flagged as like a thing you shouldn't use, which is so annoying. But you know, I personally cannot do anything about that. And streamer, yeah, himself. And actually, it shouldn't be himself, it should be themselves, right? Okay, so this is user level. Cool. So user level level is user level. Yeah, I mean, I know about this. By the way, I think this one in particular actually had some data leaks. Where they would log what websites you go to and then sell that information. And these, so mod is mod boolean, is VIP boolean, and is bot boolean. So there are other alternative ones. Okay. So again, we have the user info. The level is just like a linear thing, and a person is always on a particular level. But whether the person is mod, VIP, or bot, those things can be like independent of the other things, right? Like you can technically, like I'm pretty sure the stream elements are actually set to being a mod on my channel because they need to be to kind of get access to the things they want to actually read out of the channel. And there's like a mod can be technically a VIP and isn't necessarily a subscriber, whatever, you know, like all these things. Yeah, so these should just be like flags like this. Okay, so since we now have this, we should fill in the information. And we need to fill in the information where we ingest the messages. Now this might be a bit tricky because we will see if there's actually enough information for this. There might not be. And actually, to make this work for now, I will need to change this a little bit. So I don't really want to break my current code. So let's just do it this way. So we will make this the last element here, and we will make this optional. So now the old code will basically not set the user info, and then I can straight up, you know, write the greeter bot to look at the user info already, even though it's not getting filled, because it will just check, do I have the user info, and if not, then, you know, whatever. And then I can go back and implement the other side. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's just first go here. So if we haven't seen the user, okay. So first of all, if m.userinfo, if we have user info, if m.userinfo.isBot or m.userinfo.level is oh, I will need to import this, right? Possibly, but yeah, because I'm importing everything piecemeal here. Right. What was it? Level? No. What did I call it? My short-term memory is just so amazing. Or to be fair, like my overall memory is just amazing. Like goldfish level. Okay, user level. So yes, user level. Wait, what? Why are you complaining? Is the color base never used? Oh, it's not exported. Okay, give me a second. Oh, it's not. Okay, right, you are. Export user level, yes. Oopsie daisy, I want to go to greeter. Right, so here we can say user level streamer. So, right, and in that case, what we want to do is just continue. And I can shorten this, so this will be, if we have user info and inside of the user info we have this, then please continue. Right, so again, what this is saying is, if we have user info in the message, which again for now it will not be because obviously we haven't done that, we are not filling in the user info, but if there is and isBot is set to true or the level is the streamer, it will just skip over the message. Okay, so this should really only greet actual people that are in the chat. So now if I go to Twitch, okay, so where am I ingesting the messages? So this is the outbound messages. Oh, here, right. So message listener is on message. Yeah, I'm actually never using the message listener, but that's fine. Yeah, so everything is kind of happening in this callback. So in the callback, I'm getting a channel, user message, and Twitch chat private message. Yeah, I was a bit worried about this. I might need to do some extra API calls to figure out who that user actually is. Unless I have like extra information in this private message. So let's just check it. So what does message have in it? Row line, target, user info. There's user info. Oh, there's is broadcaster. So that's one thing we can definitely do. So then what else can we do? Message user info is, okay, we have VIP, we have mod. Oh cool, there's actually plenty of information here. Is mod. User info is subscriber, but I don't see is follower. Yeah. There's the display name and user ID. Well, I can definitely take the user ID and figure out the rest of the information about the user. So that's a potential. What else do we have here? Page info of the user. Badges, color, display name, is broadcasted from the multi subscriber is VIP. Username, user type. Oh, mode, global mode, admin and stuff. Okay, so this is like Twitch level nonsense. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, so I think what I actually need is to figure out the user. I might need to figure out the user IDs of the bots I'm using. Which should be interesting because I don't quite know how to get that, like, how to get that information from the other side. Like, I don't know how I will figure out what's the user ID of like the Stream Elements bot. It's interesting. Can I somehow see this somewhere? I wonder. Don't know, honestly. I guess what I could do. Yeah, okay, let's just for like debugging purposes. I'm kind of worried if I restart this entire thing, I would just run out of quota on YouTube again. But because the problem is if I restart it, it will lose the like paging token for the chat and it will read the entire chat from the start. Which is probably not the best thing. And if you also try to send extra stuff. Well, okay, let's just log this for now. So console.log user with name message.userinfo.username has user ID message.userinfo.user ID. Alright, and once we kind of figure this out, we will. Yeah, I might need to have like a static list for all like my known bots, because I mean technically this just might be a thing that isn't really available, because if you could identify a bot easily, then all the bots that just go and spam channels, like you could just say, hey, like don't allow bots to send messages to this channel, right? So it's probably not information that's available straight up, but okay. So let's do the user info then. And again, I cannot figure out the follower over here. For that, we have the steady state thing. Complete follows. Yeah, there's this get follows. And there was definitely a way. Yeah, I think that there's a API call here. Okay, let's look it up. There's definitely a way to ask on a user if he's following a specific channel. So I think that would be the easiest way to figure out followers for the Twitch side. Like one thing I'm getting worried about is on the Twitch side, the APIs are a bit micro level, let's say. Like they don't really give you a lot of information in one call, which basically means you need to do a bunch of small calls. But then I'm starting to get worried, like, is there also quota on the Twitch side? I haven't checked that yet, and I would definitely prefer not to run out of quota. But yeah, like the library I'm using is kind of built to be, yeah, not superbly informative in one call. Okay, so let's look it up. So this was on npm. I think the package is just called Twitch, straight up. Yeah. So then the documentation for this, where the heck was it? This one, right? Okay, so we want Helix. We want Helix user. No. Yeah, Helix users. Helix user follows, that returns the boolean. Right, okay, perfect. User ID resolvable. Okay. Helix user. Okay, I should need to get myself. I might already have that. Yeah, I might already have that. But basically, this will tell me whether it returns a boolean, whether the user is following me. Okay. So do I have? Yeah, I have user get me. Oh, but this is in a different place. This is in the steady state. In the chat, do I have the same thing? I don't. So, okay, in that case, I will just grab it, because hopefully this is reasonably simple call. I'm really hoping. Chat client. Ah, crap, because this isn't creating an actual client, this is just creating a chat client. Oh, jeez. Is there chat client dot? Yeah, the problem is there's like the Twitch API and then there's the chat, which is a completely different protocol because the Twitch chat is based on IRC. Oh, so I mean, literally, like all the chat clients are just IRC clients with some extra parsing on top of that. So I need to also get the client. Yeah. Okay, I mean, still hoping that this will not be horrifyingly bad. Okay, yeah, so, oh, and I need to import Twitch. Which of these sub-libraries am I importing over here? Oh, just Twitch from Twitch. Okay, sure. So, okay, again, we have me as a user. Now, I think yeah, so there was this get user by name, but I don't actually need to do that. Okay, let sender be await client dot helix dot users get user by ID, because we do have the ID, and the ID is message dot user info dot user ID. and it's not happy with this. Oh, because this can be undefined. Oh crap. Okay. Well, let's hope it's not undefined. How do I make this work? Okay. I think what I will do, I will create a variable over here that will be info be new user info, and just initialize it empty. Now I'm kind of hoping that this is the correct. Yeah, it's this one, right? Cool. So then if we have the message.userinfo.userid, then we will try to fetch the extra information about the user. Okay. And now we are fine. Okay, so the sender dot get yes, okay, this sender dot damn it, this can also be undefined. Well, I mean, okay, fine, this will be a little bit nested, but I mean, I can live with it. So follows, if he follows, let's actually call it me instead of user. Yeah, so if he follows me, if sender follows me, then we want to do info. Wait, yes, info dot level is wait a second. Oh, of course I'm not importing user levels. User level, okay. Now I should have it. Still not. Okay, what the heck did I call it again? No, follower. Oh, because it's user level dot follower, right? User level dot follower. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's a lot of complicated code for just getting one bit of information. But that's fine. So we do this, and then okay, first of all, let's info.level. Let's just set the default level, which is just a viewer, right? So user level dot viewer. Now, if message dot userinfo dot broadcaster, then we want to info dot level be user level dot streamer, and the same for subscribers. So message dot userinfo dot is subscriber info dot level user level dot subscriber. Perfect. Okay, so by default it's just a viewer. If he is following, that's gets upgraded to follower. If he's also subscribed, that's the subscriber, and then I get the flex streamer. Okay, cool. So is subscriber. Cool. So then the rest is just the flex. So info dot level dot is what? No, info dot is bot. So this will be the special logic. Okay, so that's still remaining to be done. Info dot is mod is info dot user. Come on, not info. Message dot user info dot is mod, and then info dot is VIP is message dot user info dot is VIP. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of code for very little functionality. And I still don't have the isbot, which is the only thing I was actually interested in, which is perfect. Okay. Right. So now if I would restart this, we should at least get this user info, user ID thing. Actually, okay, so maybe this is public information. If I go here, so if I search for stream, this is stream elements, right? Yes, stream elements, Twitch user ID. Stream elements. Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be any information. Spam protection, yeah, there's a bunch of okay. I mean, okay, so stream elements I could just compare by string, because that one is just very simple. And I wonder, so the restream bot. Okay, actually let's do that. Let's just, for now, let's ignore the ID, and I will leave the logging line over here to kind of maybe eventually figure it out. But for now, let's just do this. So if user, no, what the heck was it? Message.userinfo. Okay, so message.userinfo.username is stream elements, or oops, or message.userinfo.username is restream bot. Is that it? Restream bot, yes. So if either of these is true, then info.isBot set to true. And actually, yeah, that can be simplified. So let's just set it to this formula, and that's it, right? Okay, so this should be, it's not fixing one case, which is, no, actually that should be fine. Okay, I'm just looking at the messages from the beginning of the stream. So it greeted stream elements, it greeted restream bot. Oh, but it's actually putting, that's a bit weird. So for whatever reason, it's putting like a space in between the restream and bot. Actually, let me test this. So I can test this pretty easily. So if I go to my YouTube channel over here, and let's just send a message. So we should get no user is restream bot in lower okay, so that's another thing I need to do. String to lowercase, right? So, to lowercase, yes, okay. So let's do that. Let me close this for a bit so my computer doesn't get overloaded with all the streams and stuff. Okay, so stream elements and restream bot to lowercase. So hopefully this will work. Like it's restream bot, cool. And okay, I still need to do the same on the YouTube side. But yeah, that's definitely looking like it might work, except I just realized I never actually pass it into the message. Okay, yeah, I painstakingly create this information but then never actually use it. That's my best type of bug, where like all the code is correct except I'm never using the results. Yeah, because if you don't notice that, like looking for that bug is amazing. It's like, but the code is there and it's working. Like, why am I seeing nothing? Okay. So YouTube. Receive messages. Okay. Now, the very important question is, what do we actually get from the fetch chat? Because the way the YouTube API works, you can actually ask for a lot of information, and we are actually fetching all the details here. So, I mean, technically, we are looking just at the author details display name. Okay, so if I go back, do I still have the, I do have the YouTube API open. Okay, list. Good. So, live chat messages, yes. Live chat message resource, okay. So it's like the stickers. Is chat moderator, is chat sponsor. Oh, so see, here they call it sponsor. And I think this is the what they referred to as member before. Okay. Is chat owner, so that would be me, is verified. What is verified? Better the author's identity has been verified by YouTube. I don't know what that is. Is there like the blue checkmark equivalent on YouTube? I didn't know there was. YouTube verified. Verification badges on channels. Ah, okay, okay. Okay, so this is like a special. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Yes. Makes sense. So we don't care about that. So I think I really only care about these two. Is chat moderator, is chat sponsor. Now, I don't think I can see here whether the user. So it's like the super stickers nonsense. Super chats, yeah. Okay, user banned. Now, this is one thing that has been worrying me a little bit because I'm not super clear on how this works. Like, reading this documentation kind of makes me believe that even if a user is banned, my chatbot will still see the messages. And I need to actively filter them out by looking if the user is banned, looking at these fields and figuring out whether the user is banned. If that's the case, then that's super annoying. But maybe I can somehow, when I'm sending the request, specify that I'm not interested in seeing messages from banned users. But I haven't seen that. So we'll see. Okay. There's a lot of this like snippet information. Kind etec. Right, okay, so there isn't really... Yeah, so I will not really figure out if the person is a subscriber on YouTube just from the message. I will figure out if they are a sponsor, as in a member, which is something, and I will figure out whether they are mod, and I don't think there's like anything like the Twitch side, VIPs and founders and that kind of nonsense. So I mean, technically that should be kind of enough. Okay, yeah. Because I keep having the issues with the quota, I will not really add extra calls here. I will literally only check the mod and yeah, that's what I will do. And I might revisit this at some point and kind of add additional information. So we definitely want to check more things over here. So I also expect to get i.authoردetails.is chat moderator. The same for i.authoردetails.is sponsor. And I guess, I mean, even though I don't really expect this to be happening at all, but author details is verified. Yeah. Because I mean, if someone is actually verified on YouTube and they randomly write into my chat, I mean, sure, let's just like why the heck not? I can kind of keep that information. Even I'm not exactly sure how. Maybe I can call all verified people VIPs, because I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's not really related to coding as such, more semantics, like how exactly do I want this to behave. Oh, yeah, okay, this didn't really do it exactly correctly. Oops, okay. Resolve new chat content. Okay, so chat messages. So chat message, display name, display message. And I should just put the user info over here, I think. That kind of makes sense to me. So yeah, user info. And yeah, public user info. Okay. Like this, without the colon over here, yeah. Okay. So now down here I actually need to fill it in. So user info. So this has, again, I need to remind myself. So user info is user level, and then is mod, is VIP, is bot, right? So, and yes, I will need to check. I think I will do the same thing that I did for Twitch, just checking the name of the user. But I will need to double check how exactly these are represented on YouTube, because I know that YouTube, like for example, my name on YouTube has a space in it. So I'm pretty sure that's not possible on Twitch. So there's some differences there, and I kind of expect that Stream Elements might have a space in the name. Actually, looking at it, they don't seem to, but okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, anyway, where was I? I was here, right. Yeah, let's just... I think I wanted to replicate this super annoying logic from here, basically. Yeah, it's a bit sad, but it's I don't really know how to make this better. Oops, and that should go over here, right? Okay. So new user info, I need to import user level. Indeed, so user level. Okay, so if it's accepted to viewer, we don't do the follower nonsense. But let's just put it as a to-do. Figure out if the user is a subscriber. Yeah. Now again, I feel like this is not something that I will be able to do based on the amount of quota you get from YouTube. But yeah, we will see. So author details is a sponsor, so then it's a subscriber. If is the author details is chat owner, then it's the streamer, yes. Then mod is i.authordetails.is chat moderator, and VIP we said we'll just make it for now the verified users is verified, right? Okay, and the isbot, as I said, just based it on the name. Let me just quickly jump to the YouTube again. View event. Just to quickly check. So, okay, on YouTube, the restream bot seems to have a space in the name. But Stream Elements doesn't. I mean, you know, I can try and see what happens, and I think that's kind of the only thing I can do. All right. Channel URL. Actually, can I base it on that? Yeah, but I don't quite know. Damn, this is annoying. I don't quite know how to do this. Oh wait, but there is like a special icon next to them. Am I maybe missing chat owner? Oh no, this just means there are mods in my channel. Right, okay, never mind. Okay. So yeah, let's just use display name. So for stream elements, and again tool over, yes. Stream elements is just stream elements, yes, that remains the same. And this one is auto details, display name. I think it's like this, stream space bot. I mean restream space bot, yeah. Okay. And we pass in the user info, okay. Okay, so then I need to figure out where this is actually getting called, because this is just the thing. Chat content, right? Yeah, wait, chat content, fetch. Then we loop over the chat messages, right? And now over here, I still need to pass it in. So this will be m dot user info. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think, or I guess I should say I kind of hope more than I think, then this will work. So we should be getting information about people, and when I now restart this, which I will do in a second, it shouldn't greet the bots and me. Let's just double check if I made the logic integrator bot correctly. So if it's a bot or if it's a streamer, then it shouldn't greet those people. So right now, let me go back to the chat. So I think really it should only greet rows, and that's it. Yep. Okay. Let's try. Okay, so now it's dead, and let's restart. And yeah, like one problem I started to run into, since I'm using pretty heavyweight libraries, like the YouTube API library is just insane, like how long it takes to compile. I'm really feeling the compilation times, I have to tell you. Like it was perfectly fine, but oh, come on, what the heck is happening? This copy pasting is so annoying from time to time. Still didn't copy paste it. Are you kidding me? What am I doing wrong? I select it. Now it disappears. Oh jeez, like I will need to, like seriously, I will need to figure out some better way to do this, because this is really getting on my nerves. Wait. I mean, it says control click. Maybe that will work. Oh, it actually works this way. Okay, perfect. Oh jeez, okay. Yeah. Is bot true? Is VIP true? Is mod true? Level 0. Okay, let's try to find level 3, which is, it's a streamer. Okay, perfect. I think it's working, but wait a second, did it actually... I think it didn't greet anyone, did it? Yeah, it didn't greet anyone, it didn't even greet Rose, which is weird, because that should have happened. Okay, so this... Ah, right, because it only got the historical messages from Twitch, not from YouTube, because Twitch doesn't keep history when you connect to a chat. Okay, perfect. So actually, let me test it. So if I now do test, it shouldn't greet me. And I think... Yes. Okay, so can anyone in the chat just write anything? Please. Because this is something I cannot test myself. Like I cannot, there's no impersonation. Perfect. So it works. Thank you for the test. Cool. So this is finally fixed. Well, almost. So there's still the situation with YouTube not knowing if someone is subscribed to my channel. That is something I will need to think about a bit, because again, the quotas, I kind of need to make sure I don't just burn the quotas. And I think the YouTube API calls actually work now fine. Oops. Okay. Good. So what now? What do we work on now? Actually, what's the time? I think I should take a very short break and just refill my water. But yeah, I will be definitely back in like 5 minutes, and we will pick up one of these. If you have any preferences, do let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I will just pick, you know, whatever. I'm kind of leaning towards fixing the widgets a little bit so they look nicer, because right now they're like super flat and annoying with the stupid scrolling texts, and I really want to fix it a bit. But it should be a reasonably short task. But yeah, if you have any preferences, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I will be back in 5 minutes and we will just pick up something, one of these, to fix. And I need to go back here, and yes, see you in 5 minutes. Okay, and I should be back. And yeah, I had to sit down. Actually, let me... Oh, that's too much. That's like... I'll find it, the like sweet spot is always hard. Okay, cool. So, as I said, let's have a look a bit on the overlay and let's try to polish it slightly. I mean, okay, not the entire overlay, I guess, just mainly the two widgets. Because those are actually two separate widgets. But let's have a look. Now the thing is, to kind of better debug this. First of all, where's my window with the overlay? I think it's this one. Yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so here we have the definitions of the Twitch one and the YouTube one. Now, what I think will make perfect sense is for me to actually open it. Was it 8000? It wasn't 8000. It was 8080. Okay, come on. Oh, please don't cooperate. Okay. Yeah, because with this I can make it. Oh, well, maybe not so much. Damn it! Why is it? Why don't I have a scroll bar? That's a bit annoying, I have to say. But okay, I like at least like this, I can have it much bigger, which it makes it way easier for me to work with it. So, the goals I kind of have with this, as I said, I want to get rid of the stupid scrolling text because you have no idea how much it's annoying me. Like, it's there for a reason. Like, the limit on the number of characters in Twitch usernames is pretty high. And if you have like www whatever, it definitely doesn't fit basically anywhere, right? So, luckily most people don't have long usernames. So maybe this is an overkill. I was looking at in CSS, there is such a thing as font styles. Now, if I go, not history, I definitely have it bookmarked. Text transform property, is it? Uppercase, lowercase, capitalize. Yes, so this was one thing I wanted to do. I actually wanted to capitalize the usernames. But this is just part of it. Yeah, there's Google Fonts. Okay, that's another thing. Text overflow property. Yes, this thing was I was looking for. So text overflow ellipsis. Let's try this. If I switch it from, so right now it's a marquee. Okay, so let's do div. Right. YouTube stats. Okay, so it's complaining that this thing is not camel case. Okay, let's make it camel case. YouTube stats, and then over here it will be YouTube stats, and I suspect it will complain that YouTube viewers and followers is not camel case. But that's actually coming from the backend, which, I mean, yeah, I probably should kind of set on a specific style and not screw with it. But yeah, that's follower text. Message never reassigned, use const instead. So this is on line 13. YouTube stats. Message. Yes. There's no reason for this to not be const. I agree with that logic. And now it's fine. I think it needs a reload over here, though. Interesting. Oh yeah, because I replaced the marquee with a div. Sure. That will need fixing. So let's do YouTube. No, what the heck was it called again? Follower text. Yes. Follower text. And what we want, first of all, we want to replicate the width from the marquee. So let's set it to this thing. And then text overflow ellipsis. Yep, that seems to be goodish. And actually, yeah, I should probably do it this way. So latest stats. Yeah, so the follower text under latest stats. And that should also work. Okay, cool. So let's just copy this thing and put it into the Twitch one as well. So instead of the marquee, there will be a div with a class of follower text. And yep, and it will complain about the camel case again, I'm sure. But what I'm here to do... Thank you for the sub. And welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always super happy to answer anything. Latest stats. Okay, where is that coming from? Over here. So Twitch stats. This thing will need to be const again. And then Twitch stats over here. And I need to fix it in the HTML template as well. But other than that, it should be good. I guess I will need to reload. Yep. Okay, and possibly text justify. No, that's not really what I want. Text align left. Almost. Okay. Let's just go back to the overlay over here. Kind of feel like I should have a bit of space between the heart and the text over here. So a bit of padding, and I'm thinking I might actually put it on the heart itself, because that might be a bit more reasonable. So let's update the YouTube one with the justify left as well, and then just going over, which one was that? It's the latest stats I, which is this one. Okay, so padding right, let's put in 80 is maybe too much, but okay, let's try it. Actually, I don't mind that. That kind of looks okay to me. Like, it's not too far away from the heart. But one thing I'm getting the feeling is I should... Yeah, okay, slightly differently. So let's put 5 points padding on the heart itself and then decrease this by 2, so this will be just 6. Let's see. Yeah, because I felt kind of like it didn't really align with the eye well enough. It was kind of... I don't particularly want it to be centered with the eye because this is a smaller font. But I feel this kind of visually looks better to me. Now what I'm noticing is this thing, the like height of the icon lines pretty nicely with the number. The height of this icon also ish, but this is kind of sticking out, right? And I mean, I think that's actually happening because this thing doesn't have the top padding. So if I do padding, oops. Let's just do padding, is it top? Yes, padding top. Let's just put in, yeah, let's just try it with the 5 points and let's see this. Yes, maybe too low. Well, okay, let's do the one thing I wanted to do, which was the text transform capitalize, because that's what changed things a lot. Now this still looks a bit weird. What will happen if I just not make it just top but overall? Not really much changing, which is a bit weird to me. Okay, so let's... Oh, that looks so much better. Okay, cool. Now the question is, do I want to... How does it look if I just uppercase everything? Oops, no, that's not how you... Oh, how do you do comments in... Oh, like this, okay. If I do uppercase... that looks weird with this font. Okay. Yeah, maybe we need a different font first. What would be like a good font for usernames? I probably want something that's reasonably narrow. So, no, you know, not these like wide fonts that, yeah, or something crazy like this. This is like super wide. But I also kind of want something that's reasonably readable. This one isn't bad. And I don't mind the quicksand one and the Nunito, like these are reasonably nice. This one also isn't horrible. It's a bit stylized. I don't know if I'm super fond of that. I could just use Teco. I like that font. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling I will just use Teco. Like, that's a very nice font. Yeah, it's like, it's reasonably narrow. Like, it is stylized. It has this, like, it's quite angular. But yeah, okay. So how do we use this thing? About GitHub. Is there like a special thing for Vue? I wouldn't be super surprised if that's the default import way described. In CSS. Okay. So I mean, wait, do they have like a description how to do it? Oh damn it! I cannot. Is it just like this? Okay, I will just copy this and try to use this. And as they said, I should put it into my main component. Okay, so but we don't want roboto contents, we want Teco. So I guess we will see if that works. So then over. I actually don't have any other text on my overlay, do I? Let's go back to the overlay. Yeah, it's just the text of this. Okay, sure, then let's just switch the entire app to using Teco. That should be good enough. So instead of all this complexity, let's just use Teco. And let's see what happened, if that actually works. Oh, it seems to be working. Oh, what the heck? Okay, strange. Right, but we need definitely to change the font sizes. Okay. Oh, come on. So, the Twitch widget. Okay, let's get rid of the capitalize and uppercase, because I don't think I will be doing that. So font size. Let's do 14 points just to get an idea of. Yeah, that needs to be much bigger. Let's do like 22 maybe. That's close. But I think now the padding is actually getting in the way. I think I will just turn this off for now and let's just play with the font size alone. That actually looks very good to me. Okay, so then over, let's just copy this and let's just put it into the YouTube widget as well. Now, if we go back here, Come on, reload correctly. Oh yeah, we are missing some of the settings over here. We are missing this thing. Needs to go into the YouTube widget. And I feel like this thing should be bigger now. Okay. I think that looks pretty nice. Now, one problem this still has is that it's definitely super flat, which is not looking that great. So let's fix that. I also feel like, okay, if I do inspect element, but not on, okay, this is slightly problematic. I want this div, honestly. Okay, so this div goes up to there, and then this, wait, what? Ah, okay. What? Okay, this layout is weird. What I was trying to check is if these two actually overlap. But no, I think they... Oh no, they do overlap a little bit. Can we fix this? If I set this thing as a flex container as well. Yeah, maybe. But let's make it pop out first, and then I will play with the layout of the widgets themselves. Okay, so we don't need the text overflow anymore. We don't need the text transform anymore. Google Fonts I can keep in my bookmarks. That's fine. Okay. I definitely had a look at this before somewhere. Okay. CSS shadow. Text shadow and box shadow. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, let's. This is something I will need to play with, because we will like getting it look good will not be easy. Okay, so technically everything we have is text. Because all the icons are just a special font. Now, the question, I guess, is we can kind of simulate this 3D effect where if I give differently sized shadows to different icons and elements in the overlay, then because I did that, that should create kind of a perception that some of them are like lower than the others. So I kind of feel that that maybe that's what I want to do. Okay, let's test it. Okay, so what components do I have? I have the the logo. Then I have stats, and then I have latest stats. Okay. So let's just try to first do the, I'm in the Twitch widget. So let's just try to do the logo. I mean, honestly, that doesn't look half bad. I'm actually tempted to just do this everywhere. Like it, I don't know how it looks to you guys, but to me, this looks pretty good. Yeah, let's just try it. So let's put the stats and latest stats, the same idea. Okay. It seems to be working pretty nicely for the icons, I feel. But I'm not super happy with how the shadow works for the text. So, what can I do about that? Okay, so it's just a forward text. Okay, let's just try to tweak this. So if we make the shadow bigger, oops, come on. No, they actually made it worse. RGBA shadow color to lighten it. I mean, I almost feel that the shadow on the text is a bit too light. So okay, maybe so if I put it with smaller smaller distance, it should make it like tighter. Okay, that's almost. Yeah, I still feel like, why is it so light? Like if you look at the big logo, like on the straight up on the border, right? Like it's super black. But there's no such thing really happening on this font. And if I give the yeah, is there some extra setting on the shadow? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Interesting. I mean, with the with the shadow being a bit more distant like this, it actually looks kind of okay to me. I would still prefer the shadow to be a bit more dark, but I think that's the question of the blur. So if I mean, if I just do like a big blur of 6, it becomes more and more diffused into the background. Come on, reload. Yeah, then maybe what I should do is have like a very light. Oh wow, okay. It's a bit too much. Okay, I mean, that's actually... That looks pretty good. Yeah, I have like one shadow that's like not blurred that much. Like, let's try like be very aggressive. No, that's too much. And one that's like blurred a lot. And that actually looks pretty good. Yeah. You know what? Let me... What happened? Okay, what happens if I just apply this to everything then? So, because I was kind of trying to fix it for the text. But let's just try to take this setup, the 6 and a 2, and let's just put it on everything. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, there's definitely like more resolution in the shadow because now you kind of can see the shape of the icon more. Like it's I definitely see it on the heart. I don't know how well that like gets through the compression algorithm, but basically previously with the like super blurred thing, you couldn't really see this like heartbeat thing in the shadow, but now I can definitely see it. Okay, I really like this. This is definitely a nice setup. Okay. So, yeah, so no, not on the follower text. On the latest stats, yes. Then on the stats, yes. And then on the logo. Okay. Cool. This looks so much better. Okay. So that's a fix that's done. Yeah, there are still things I want to fix about the overlay overall. Where's my notes? I keep minimizing. Okay. So for future, I definitely want to do something about the now playing widget. It should probably be orange as well to kind of blend in. And then I need to figure out the layout because right now I just have the now playing widget in the corner and these two are just kind of in the middle of nowhere, which obviously isn't, you know, optimal. And these, the widgets that are like, this is always confusing the heck out of me when I'm like talking about my widgets. It's like always on the wrong side. So these things that basically, you know, just have the links to my social accounts, those I want to do something about that because it's ugly and it's taking too much space. So I want something sleek, like one thing that will just rotate through something or some sort of solution. So yeah, that's... that's definitely something. No, I don't want to save it. Something to fix. And I think this I definitely want to do in view because yeah, I feel like there will be a need to kind of have something like a rotating widget or something like that. And yeah, the layout will need to kind of figure out like how this entire thing should look overall, because yeah, it needs an update. Okay, but that's great progress. I'm very happy with how it looks right now. It's much more readable. And yeah, so let's try to do the hard thing, which is looking at the text-to-speech. So why I'm saying the hard thing is because there's this annoying thing that Visual Studio doesn't really deal well with DPI changes. And that's kind of very obvious on this window where the like form designer kind of managed to upscale the like, you know, minimize, maximize and close buttons, but not the content of the window, which is just bloody annoying. And it actually does warn me about that. Like when I started, it told me that like, yeah, it doesn't really support different DPIs. So at least it tells you, but yeah, it doesn't really work that great. Now, what actually happens if I run this? Yeah, definitely easy to close. Okay, so this thing is running. If I click on the connect, so you see like this window is fine. Like this is actually correctly scaled, except it's super aliased. I don't know why the fonts are so fuzzy sometimes when I switch to high DPI, but I mean the sizing is correct. That's, you know, at least I think that's done fine. So the window is rendered correctly. It's just the stupid designer that doesn't really work. Okay. So yeah, so let me just quickly guide you through this. So we have our program. So what I'm doing so far is I just create a tray icon, which is this thing over here. The tray icon just has a context menu on it, and the context menu just specify menu items, and for the menu items just specify the event handlers. So the exit event handler is very simple. It's just make the icon not visible and then application.exit. You know, nothing fancy happening here. The connect should be actually connecting, but so far the only thing it does, it actually shows the form, and the form is a separate thing. It's this thing. So this is the connection form. The thing I need to do here is when someone clicks on the connect button, it should actually do something, right? So that's the thing that's missing. But so far this is like super simple, and I'm still missing like all the text-to-speech functionality, but fortunately that's still like that's again very, very straightforward to do. Okay, and I had file new, if I just open the previous, was it this one? Yes, okay, so this is where I was testing the subscribing on the socket, and I think this actually worked, so let's just test it again. It's not working again. Okay, yeah, because this thing is now wrong. Let's just change it to localhost. So the idea here is we create a subscriber socket, subscribe to everything. So we should be seeing all the system messages from the backend. Yes, okay. So you can see this is all the like number of viewers and whatnot messages coming from the backend. So this part works, right? Now, what needs to be done, like all these things need to be kind of plugged together, right? So first of all, when someone, the thing starts in a system tray, which is cool. Now, when someone clicks on the connect, this thing actually needs to happen. So it needs to be a new subscriber socket that subscribes on not everything. What I actually want to subscribe on is the inbound messages. Yeah, my naming is impeccable as always. Let's just double check if that's what I actually call it. Inbound messages, yes. So I just subscribed on inbound messages, and yeah, actually it's inbound chat. Yeah, that's the specific type of message. Just listen on those, and if there is an inbound chat message from a person that's allowed to use the text-to-speech, and that's a thing I will need to play with. Actually, that part is... No, sorry, wrong. Yeah, I just realized. That's actually happening here. Okay. Sorry, so I will not be listening on inbound messages, but instead of on text-to-speech messages, because this is the logic that decides if a person is allowed to use the text-to-speech. Okay, yes. And right now it's just me that's allowed to use text-to-speech, and that's it. So let's just try to plug this thing somehow together. Okay. So I don't think I can have like multiple windows of Visual Studio, right? It just closes the previous one. Yeah. Which is quite annoying, but what can I do? Okay, let's just copy it to the site and let's just reopen the tray application. Text to speech. Yep. It's a solution. Wait. Yes. Okay, I think I selected the wrong thing from the menu, but anyway. Visual Studio is smart enough to fix my problems. So, connection input. So over here, yes, on click. So I think should we have the socket on the application? Yeah, it's like a static class. Basically over here, static public subscriber is whatever the heck the type of that is. Subscriber socket, right? Oh, the other way around. Subscriber, right? And this should be, yeah. And I don't have this import, which means that I need to reopen the project again because I don't remember. Okay, maybe I can just do file open file, and then I don't have to open the entire solution. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now I can look actually at both of those things. So I just need to import the netenq and inside of my program. Yep. So are you subscriber socket? Still not happy about it. So netmq.subscriber socket. Still nothing. Okay. So what am I missing? Ah, yes. Oh, I need to like specify this somewhere, do I? Of course, I don't remember how I did it last time. Okay, so let's go back to console app. Dependencies. Right, so there's a packages netmq over here. Oh yes, because I got it from the NuGet. Right. Well, but of course I don't remember how, but okay. Let's go back to this again. There was somewhere like a NuGet window that you could open. View. Social Explorer. Other windows. Okay, let's just try to search for it. Manage packages. Okay. Browse netmq. Yes. Install. Visual Studio. Yes, please. Was that it? Maybe that was. Oops. It was it. Let's see. Now we do have an NetMQ. And subscriber socket is a thing. Okay, perfect. So then in here on the connect thing, so when someone clicks on this button, we want to do program.subscriber is new subscriber socket, yes, with sender dot wait a second, I need to get at the input box. The input box I'm sure has some sort of a name. It's hostname input, right? So can I just access it over here? Hostname input dot text. Maybe. I mean, okay, sure, let's try it. And we should definitely do program.subscriber.subscribe for and let's go back because I have already forgotten what the heck the thing was named. Text to speech, right? For text to speech messages. Okay. So we are listening on text to speech messages. Now the tricky part will be that I kind of need to have receive frame string. I need to have this loop somewhere. And I'm not exactly sure where would be the appropriate place to have it. Oops, what? Maybe somewhere over here. I mean, no matter what, I will need to start a thread for this, I'm pretty sure. Because I cannot really imagine how else I could have, I mean, so let's say I have it running, right? Like, I cannot have an endless loop inside of the UI directly, because if I do that, at some point I reach a situation where basically like all the interactions with the UI will be blocked because the endless loop is running, right? So I need to have this on a separate thread. And of course I have no idea how threads work in C#. So let's try to figure that out. So C# threads. Thread class, system threading. Okay. Critic class thread example thread proc thread new start and then join. Yeah, okay, so this is good. So I think when the tray icon is created, we should start the thread, and I think the thread will just look at the socket and try to figure out if the socket is connected, and then once it sees the socket is connected, it will try to read out of the socket. I think that's what I want to do. But then the important thing here is this t.join. So we will need to also to join the thread so the entire application terminates correctly. But for that, I need to have some sort of flag. So basically the loop that's inside of the thing that will read the socket needs to have a condition that can be turned off. And it needs to basically finish eventually. Because otherwise, if you do a thread join and the thread doesn't finish, then this will also block. Okay, but this looks reasonably simple, so let's try to do it. So we'll need to create another class, I guess, or maybe actually not, because because our main is kind of the create and okay, sure. So it will be just a method inside of the tray icon. Sure. So let's do it. So void read TTS events. And I don't think this needs to. Oh. It might not be the worst idea to actually start the thread when someone clicks connect. Huh. Okay, maybe we can make it that way. Well, let's see. So I definitely want to have a thread over here. So private thread T. Okay, what are we complaining about? Thread could not be found, but I did wait, what I thought I copied this thing. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, okay, now it's happy. Right, so let's just create the thread over here. So T is new thread of what? New thread start. Oops, start of read TTS events. What? Why did it? Okay. So this should create the thread But as I understand it, yeah, oops, what the heck did I just press? So if I'm reading this correctly, any processor time until the uncomment the thread sleep follows T start to see the difference. Yeah, so I don't think the thread will be running until we do the t.start. Now the question is, so t.start, does this take object parameter? An object that contains data to be used by the method the thread executes. Okay, so in the t.start, we can actually pass in the socket. So maybe that's what we want to do. Yeah, but the thing I don't like that this entire thing becomes like very wired, because we have the connect that's doing the actual connection. Okay, maybe then we actually want to make this slightly differently. In here, not just show, but okay, do we have like a show model or whatever that thing is called? Show dialog? Model dialog box. Okay, perfect. So I think the semantics of this is actually, this should not continue until the dialog closes, I think. But don't quote me on that, because I could definitely be wrong. So then this dot close. So if someone presses connect, I want to close this dialog. But before that, I want to store the... Actually, I don't have to store anything. Okay, this should just work. Let's quickly test this. In the tray icon. So let's comment this out for a bit. How do I just show like an alert box or some simple C# alert box? Message box, sure. Message box dot show. Okay. Message box dot show with a simple message, and actually the message I want to show is the content of this. Okay. So let's just quickly test this. What should happen now is that when I click on the connect, it should open a dialog box. Test, connect. Okay, perfect. So I think this is working. No, it's actually not working. Because it's input form. Okay, never mind. I'm being a complete moron. Okay. Not input form dot text, but input form dot what the heck is the thing called? Connection input this thing. Hostname input. Okay. Input form dot host. It's not here. Input form. That's interesting. How do I access the elements? Hmm. I mean, this is the connection input. Yeah. I mean, over here, I just straight up have access to it, right? So if I do this dot, yeah. Hostname input is here. Oh, but it's private. Hmm. That's that actually kind of makes sense. So then, do we want to do like a public string value? Something like this? And then over here, just do value equals hostname input dot text. Is that what I want to do? And then in the tray icon, I can just do input form dot value. Maybe. Connect. Yeah, so this works. Okay. Which means that, yeah, then I can just basically do, yeah, sub var subscriber, new subscriber socket, subscriber.subscribe, and then I can do t.start with subscriber. And I don't have the correct includes over here, which is a bit weird. Did I put them into program? Oh, I did. Okay. Okay. Hostname inputs. No, so this will not be hostname input text. This will be yes, program.input form.value. Oops. Subscribe text to speech, t.start with subscriber, and then this thing, yeah, socket sub. Cool. So while running, oops, no. Oh, okay, I need to start with this. So this will be the flag that will tell the main loop, the endless loop, to when to basically terminate. Running. So while running, then please let's do this thing. So over here we want to do running is false and then t.join, and over here we want to do running is true. Okay, what are you complaining about? No overload for read TTS matches thread start. Oh, because these ones, this thing is expecting void function that's not taking any parameters, is it? Okay, so how? Let's go back to this thing. Thread prods. Yeah. Receiving thread objects. Getting inform starting a thread. Oh, if a method has no arguments, you pass a start thread delegate to the constructor. Okay. But we do have a parameter. So if the method has an argument, you pass a parameterized thread start delegate to the constructor. Thread execute in foreground. What the heck? I mean, this is just doing new threads execute in foreground. There's no parameterized thread start. Like, where exactly are they using this? I'm not seeing that. Yeah, like I'm literally not seeing this in the code anywhere. So this is very confusing. So I mean, I will just kind of copy this code and do this. You know, thread read TTS events. Right, but this, okay, so this thing needs to take an object instead of, yeah. Yeah, instead of the subscriber socket. And we definitely want to have this piece of code, but not with an int, but with the subscriber socket. So subscriber socket, sub, then sub is subscriber socket of object. And invalid cast exception, we just, I guess we don't really care. We can just let it throw completely out of the main loop, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, this looks correct to me. So yeah, on exit we join, here we start. So now I just need to take this logic from here. So receive frame string. And then we will actually have the TTS logic over here. So data is sub.receive string. And then I need to go back and look up the text-to-speech subsystem. So this was text-to-speech Windows C#. Yes, okay. Basically this super simple thing. Now, okay. There are a couple of things I wanted to play with over here. Okay, this goes away. Okay, system speech synthesis. I probably need to pull in some code. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to NuGet, I guess. And what was it called? It was speech synthesis. Okay. Now, of course, I cannot find the NuGet window. Ah, this is very annoying. Speech. Huh. So these are just like external things. System.speech. Yeah, not really. Oh, speech packaging of. This looks a bit old. I wonder, like, is this the correct way to do this? Or should I just, like, grab some library from somewhere? .NET TTS API. No, so this is not what I want. System speech synthesis, yes. So there's like the cloud text-to-speech, which one you actually have to pay for, but then there is also the thing that's installed with Windows. Examples. Yeah, okay, so this is actually the example I was looking at. Okay. But it's still the same system.speech that will be missing for me. Okay, so I need to figure out what the heck am I supposed to do here. Yeah. So system speech synthesis. I'm probably missing some .NET library, but I don't quite know. Okay, I guess let's just try to use this one, even though it looks like super fishy. System. Yeah, someone left. But that's fine. Diagnostic. Where? What the heck? Now it's not here. Oh, it's this one. But okay, can I filter? Can I somehow filter by who released it? System.speech .NET. Yeah, they don't really. They kind of talk about it as if I should have it installed. If your project targets anything else, that will explain why you're not. Otherwise, you should be there though. Oh. So I suspect that somewhere properties. Where the heck do I specify like what type of .NET I'm targeting? I have no idea. Okay, I guess I can just say it over here, even though this looks a bit fishy. So system, what the heck was it again? System.synthesis? No, what? Damn it. This is client Raycon speech, right? System.speech. Version 4, yeah, that should be fine. Supported runtime 4.0. At reference. Wait, sorry. Project at what? Project at reference. Yes, indeed. System.speech. Yep. That seems to be what was the problem. Okay. Yes, and now we have speech synthesis. Perfect. Okay. So yes, we receive a message. Okay, this should probably move up here. Set output. Okay, so this is actually a thing I wanted to play with, because when I stream, the thing that you guys can hear from my computer is actually not my output default audio device. Okay, what does this thing? Can I? Oh no. Set output to set output to. Oh, this will be tricky. This might not accept audio stream. Yeah, okay, I might need to go through the audio stream route. Okay, but okay, so for now let's just do it with the default audio device, even though you guys will not hear it. And yeah, so then if we get the message, then data dot yes, okay, so this becomes interesting because the thing I receive is a JSON. So how do I C# JSON? We have a class. We can just serialization. Okay, so how do we deserialize? How to read? Okay. Okay, weather forecast. Okay, so we need the weather forecast with POCOs. Okay, plain old. What? Plain old CLR object. Okay. Right. So let's just replicate the text to speech message from here. So the text to speech has where the heck is it? It has the text, it has a voice, it has a pitch. Oh, cool. And I'm over my YouTube quota again. Yeah, I mean, this is quite annoying, I have to say. Okay, but let's just copy this thing. I will need to figure out like how to maybe increase my quota or something, because like based on the numbers they have online, like I should be totally fine with my YouTube quota. Like I really don't know what's the problem there. But maybe like some of the calls are more expensive than just like one cost per call or something. I don't, yeah, I don't quite know what's happening there. Okay. Let's just put this over here. So this is the data we're getting. And I basically want to replicate this class inside of here. So add new item. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I mean, I know that they have different costs, and I know that like uploading a YouTube video is like 500 per call or something. But the thing is, like, like the YouTube integration, really what it's doing is just fetching the stats every 5 seconds. And each of those calls should just be one cost. And I should be getting like enough to have this running for like 48 hours straight. So I don't know. I will need to double check the documentation, but yeah, there's definitely something I'm missing somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Okay. So really we don't need any imports. Namespace, sure, namespace we can keep. TTS message, right. So let's go back to this. We have a text, which is a string. So this will be public text, no, so public string text, get set. I assume those are just getter setters. What are you complaining about? Semicolon after method or accessor block is, okay, right. Yeah, so then following that we have the voice mapping. Okay, so what is actually voice mapping? Voice mapping is an enum. So this will get serialized as a string again. So this should just be a string, right? So voice. Then we have a pitch, which is a number. I think that should be a double. Oh, come on. What? Okay. Switched my layout somehow. Accidentally. Rate. Again, a double. And a volume, which is also on a double. Volume. Right. Okay, so that's the message. Why did this import the forms? I don't quite know. Okay. I think this should be. I should rename it to TTS message to kind of make it line up. So let's go back to this. So we want to deserialize JSON serializer. Okay, let's just copy this line. Oops. So the string is data. So our TTS message will be right, and I need some imports for the JSON serializer, right? JSON serializer. Okay, where are the imports mentioned? System JSON. Okay. And I need to add the references again. So what was it at? Oh, how did I do it before? Add new item, was it? No. Oh, damn it. I just did it like a second ago. What the heck? Oh, because it was through here. Reference, right. And this was system text. System... What? JSON. System text JSON. Okay, sure. Okay. So back to this code. So the TTS message, right. So var TTS message will be JSON serialize, deserialize to TTS message. Yes, TTS message from data. Okay. No idea if this will work. And then just TTS message dot text, I guess. Yes, and I will need to play with the which device this actually talks to, but let's just try to test if this will even work. Okay, I guess it's running. So let's connect, and we need to connect to oh geez, what was the port again that this is listening on? Yeah, it was like 667. Yeah. Six, 6, 7. That should be correct. Right, but now, oh, okay, this will not get any. Okay, let's just test it first by doing it slightly differently. So instead of that logic, let's just have it speak hello world in a loop. Yeah, so let's end that. Let's start this thing. So now when I connect, it should start saying hello world over and over again. I will still put the correct IP address over here, but I don't think it actually matters for this test in particular. And it's not happening. The thread has exited. Okay, I'm seeing bunch of thread has exited, which is not a good sign. Okay. So I have an issue with the threading itself. Okay, let's add a breakpoint over here. Yeah, I might be having issues with multi-threading. That is not seeing the changed value. I will need to actually check that. I'm not 100% sure how this works in C#. There might be a need for like a memory barrier or something. Okay, so we are here. What is running is true. Okay, interesting. But it's not saying anything. That's very curious. I think this is throwing an error somehow. Now the problem is I'm not quite sure how to see. Okay, Visual Studio C on code exceptions. You will get a window when the exception is thrown with the option to break, continue, ignore. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I'm pretty sure this is dying with an exception because... or maybe it's not. Wait a second. This looks almost like it's trying to actually do the speech synthesis, but it's failing. That's very curious. Set output to default device. I think I might need to do through the audio stream speech synthesis. There was definitely an example. Using it with the audio stream. But now I'm wondering why I didn't see that. Okay, let's try to go through the method to audio stream. Speech synthesis C# audio stream. I mean, I was definitely looking at some example. Do I perhaps have it bookmarked? So this is the JavaScript one. Was it this one? Speech synthesizer, text to stream async. Yeah, so this is slightly different. It's going through Windows Media. Okay, let's try this one. Because I tested one of them and it definitely worked. Let's just put it over here. Media element. Oh yeah, missing imports again, as usual. Windows Media Speech Synthesis. This window, right. Okay, so we need to add a reference again. Add reference. Windows. Windows.media. New. That's system.windows. Maybe. Wait, am I clicking on the wrong thing again? Add reference. System.windows. Yeah, there's no media. What the heck? There's no media at all. Oh, damn it. How did it work before? I definitely was testing this and it just worked. But unfortunately, I don't have the code anymore. That's the problem. Examples. Yeah, I mean, this definitely looks correct, except how the heck do I... yeah, maybe NuGet again. So, Windows Media. Windows specific extensions. Nope. Hmm. Interesting. Presentation core DLL. Presentation core. Presentation core. Okay. Add reference. Presentation core. Did that help? Oh, and let's go back to the old. Oh, okay, so it is system.windows. Okay, so now it's complaining that the speech synthesis is not available, but I have media. Okay. So I guess I need something on top of the presentation core. Like, how does one figure out these things? This is ridiculous. Presentation core. Presentation. Presentation core, build task, framework, classic, you know. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, let's just pull a bunch of stuff and it will probably not help. Oh, geez. See reference here. No, this is, damn it. Namespace media. Yeah, I'm definitely not the only person that has issues with this, but what was it? Speech synthesis. Speech synthesis. What the heck? Or is the problem that it needs to be a universal Windows application and mine isn't? What type is this thing actually? Oh shoot, I don't... where do you even see that? .NET standard. Okay. Yeah, so this is definitely not a universal. What the heck? Universal. I don't even think I have those. What the heck? UVP. Yeah, I might be missing like things straight up. Yeah, universal platform. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm totally missing this thing. Yeah, okay. Okay, what's the time? Right. This will definitely take me a while to set this up and port the code, and it will not be super interesting. So let's just drop this for now. At least I know what I need to do. But okay, what was the? Let's go back to my notes. Okay, so for future nodes, so we need to switch to universal Windows application, which needs extra Visual Studio packages, and I cannot spell as usual. Right. So that will be for the text-to-speech. And I'm kind of feeling that I will not get to the cleanup today. Okay, so let's switch to bigger view of me. If you have any questions, I'm super happy to answer right now, because I feel otherwise I will just wind down the stream. There is a need for a bit of offline work for me. I don't think it would be super interesting for me to just try to install the things, and honestly I really think it will be just copy pasting code around, so even the porting of the code will be probably very boring. So that's a thing I will do offline. But yeah, we are super close to this. Like, it has been kind of dragging along across multiple streams, but it's definitely getting there. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm super happy to answer them. Otherwise, I will just have a look around who is currently streaming, and for once I actually have enough people watching that it actually might make sense to rate someone. So let me just check out who's up. But yes, super happy to answer any questions if you have any. Okay. So let me set this up. Okay, so thanks a lot for hanging out. It has been a lot of fun. I will be streaming tomorrow again at starting at 2:30 p.m. and then going, you know, however long I feel like. So tomorrow it will be a script stream. So that's a MMO for software developers, if you are not aware. It's a lot of fun, I recommend. And yeah, have a nice remainder of your weekends and enjoy the raid.